Happy birthday to you. I didn't realize I confused myself as well. Today is the anniversary. It was this day 1 year ago where we sat here. My chin was a lot bigger back then.
And we glitched our way through our first show.
How do you feel like you have changed?
Well, my outfit is just so much better today than it was a year ago.
You know, you truly, like, I didn't know you were going to the prom, and I wish you had told me.
I told you I was wearing something nice
and toasty. You said toasty. You said toasty.
Oh, to me, this is like...
So I wore pink.
I said toasty, I'm wearing
If
palms.
I had known I needed my prom dress, I would have worn it.
I said toasty, I'm wearing palms, wear something with palms.
No, you said toasty, like, so I wore pink. Like, I just thought it was a regular day.
No, it looks good.
I mean, I look like I am your counselor. I'm the chaperone of the prom. That's what I look like between my hat.
You're Miss Ungermeyer.
And I'm wearing the hat for many reasons. One, because we are launching merch today, so at the end of the show, all the merch will go live. We are doing our best sellers with a couple of new products, so if you weren't able to get something in a previous launch, you'll be able to get it now. And I'm wearing a hat because this is the first time since my kind of dramatic haircut that I didn't like blow it out or anything. I've just been really hard on my hair and I want to.
So you're having a bad hair day.
No, and I'm not having a bad hair day yet. I don't know, I'm just feeling like really self-conscious. I'm gonna show it to you because I want to take the hat off.
Well, the good news is I didn't notice.
Okay, ready? Close your eyes because I have to fix it.
Oh my God, it's not that shocking.
Okay.
You look the same.
No, it's just I've been flat ironing it every day because I went a little shorter than intended. So until it grows back, I'm just like flat ironing it and stuff. It's just like, I don't know, it's feeling like a little puffy and it's not great.
It looks the same as always. Also exciting about the merch store, so it'll be available, unlimited quantity, 24 hours, as always. It'll go live at the end of the show, as always.
So as we always say, but since there is some confusion, it won't sell out, so you have an entire day to get. But because we're doing it that way, that means it will take 2 weeks. It's made to order because if we can't pre-order, because then there'll be limited stock. If everyone wants to get as much as they can, that means that there will be a 2-week waiting period till you get your merch, and it goes by very fast.
And the exciting thing about today's merch opening is that when you spend $50 on your order, you get a free Morning Toast Champagne stemless flute,
which is what we posted on our Instagram. You can also just buy a regular if you don't want to spend $50, but if you find yourself just spending $50, you get the free flute.
Yeah, it's exciting. So that's our gift to you for being with us
Loyal toasters
on this ride. What a ride it has been.
How do you feel since a year ago, emotionally? What have you learned?
Honestly, I feel very just like confident and sure. It's like if you'd asked me a year ago, where do I want to be in a year? I would have said right here. Like, and that's what we have always said. It's not like in a year I want to be queen of the world.
Right.
It's like in a year I want to work hard. I want to plant my seeds and I want them to bear fruit. You know
what makes me excited? Why you're talking like Game of Thrones. Because you and I,
my whole brain is Game of Thrones.
Me too.
Right now.
We've both been catching up on Game of Thrones, just like rewatching, trying to learn before the new season. And in bed last night, I was like, you are the rightful heir. Like, I've just been talking so weird because when you, like, I haven't been talking to anyone. I've been watching Game of Thrones for 3 days straight, and now I live in King's Landing.
Cool. So.
Oh, this is what I was saying.
Yeah.
So, like, if you think back a year ago, where we are now, like, so much has happened. It makes me excited for next year. Like, next year this time, where are we going to be? And then someone's going to find this clip of me saying it, and like, look, Claudia said it. And now she's got a Netflix special, you know?
Right. And it's just, goes to show hard work and dedication. There's no other formula.
Truly.
Hard work, dedication, and patience, you know?
Hard work, dedication, patience, and steamy vibes.
Oh, of course.
Because you know what?
That's
I feel like
that's the X factor. That's the secret sauce, is the steamy vibes. It just
right.
keep the show what it is, and it keeps the community
it's
what
like
it
Good Burger, the movie, the
yeah,
secret sauce.
It's the
steamy vibes. But so, and you know what else it is? It's like work hard, play hard, you know? I feel like I go nonstop, like working, and then I just party like to my face off, and that's how I got strep, I think. Sorry, by the way, I did 2 meet and greets this weekend, and like I 100% gave the entire state of Florida strep.
I'm sure
but I gave
they're
them
excited.
warning. I gave them warning.
But I feel like having strep in Florida is not as bad, because then you go in the sun and the sun cures all.
Well, you know what's so crazy? It's like,
or it kind of metastasizes the disease.
I left New York on Friday night, like strep, like I knew I had strep. When I landed in Florida on Saturday, I was just miserable. I texted my uncle, who's a doctor in Florida. He gave me amoxicillin. Like I knew I had strep, and I was feeling so much better. And then I got back to New York, and I feel horrible. It's something about like the air here.
I think it's the city.
See, look.
It's the city. Whenever you're ready to go, my bags are packed.
Really, because I've been on this journey, the Dirty Jeans tour. We're heading to Greenville and Greensboro, North Carolina, South Carolina next week. If you want to get tickets, available at girlwithnojob.com. And I've kind of just been scouting out cities for us, you know, doing the work. You thought you really wanted to move to Cleveland, and I was here to tell you that I don't think Cleveland is the place for you. I've seen the world, you know, and I'm still going, but I think really Charlotte is the place for you.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Or maybe somewhere warmer like a Dallas, which would make a lot of sense for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Here are the highs and lows.
I mean, the thing is, personally, I would move anywhere. Like, any state sounds appealing to me as long as they don't have income tax.
Right, so that's the
thing.
thing.
But it's like, it has to be somewhere where you guys want to go.
Right.
Because I'm all in on
Charlotte
being all
Charlotte is
out
good,
of New York.
but Dallas doesn't have income tax, and neither does Nashville.
Oh, but Charlotte does?
I think.
For that reason, I'm out.
For that reason, yeah, as well. So they also don't have income tax in Florida, but I just don't think I could handle the chub rub that ensues in a warm, sunny state like that.
No, you couldn't move to Florida.
Yeah,
Are you
no.
joking?
I'm thinking really like Nashville's a place for me, and you know I have a long career ahead of me in music, and I just think that's where I should be.
Exciting.
And every time I go to Nashville, I like look up apartments for rent for the same amount of money that I'm paying in New York, and like I could be a king in Nashville.
We could be kings anywhere but here.
Yeah.
Here we're the sorry people.
Yeah, I love that clip. She thinks she's the queen,
and we're the sorry
He should have been
people.
cast in Game of Thrones as like Arya's
As
friend.
Joffrey.
No,
No.
as Arya's little. Oh, totally as
He's
Joffrey.
fucking Joffrey.
Or as Arya's like chubby friend that she meets on the way to King's Landing.
Hot pie?
Yeah.
No, he's great the way that he is. We'll talk Game of Thrones after.
We'll also talk Vanderpump Rules because I watched
Yes.
this morning.
I watched last night.
My new thing is like watching shows as I get ready for the toast because it's more fresh in my mind. And
Oh.
the amnesia, it's like if I watched Vanderpump Rules last night, I wouldn't be able to remember the most horrible moment where Sheena was crying that Lala didn't want to make out with her. And now that I watched it this morning, I can remember that.
For me, the most horrible moment was one when they were planning for the potty.
Oh, horrible.
And realizing I made the joke last week on the toast and like, okay, I have the same sense of humor as fucking Raquel.
Raquel. Also, I can't
got
believe you
to
just
step
said.
it up.
I can't believe you just said potty.
Potty.
No, like stop.
And like when it basically, like that scene was just so sad. Like, how can we film? What's going to be interesting?
Yeah.
And that's the best idea that they came up with. And they basically went to Sir and asked everyone, "Hi, Sassy, will you film with me?"
No, truly, that's basically
Hi,
what they were
Brittany,
asking.
Jax, will you guys film with us?
Hey,
no,
will you guys
no.
increase my longevity on the show? No.
Will you guys contribute to my renewal next season? No, I'm sorry,
Does
I can't.
Raquel? Is she? She's in the opening scene. Does she get paid?
She definitely gets paid, but she's not like a cast member.
No, I wouldn't consider her like top.
But she
tier.
definitely gets like a couple $100.
Okay.
You know,
That's good for her, for the dogs.
for the potty.
For the party. Okay, so what we're gonna do today? What are we gonna do today?
We're gonna do a regular show, and just throughout, we'll just take time to reflect on the past year as things come up. Then towards the end, we'll do a little reminiscing, maybe
Okay.
like a little Q&A.
Okay.
And just commemorate this special day in toast history.
Ooh, and then before we do that, we have a very interesting schedule this week. Today, it's me and Jackie. Tomorrow, it's me and Jackie, and then Blake Hortzman, which I'm honestly excited to talk to him because I have one burning question inside my soul for him, and it is, why is your Instagram blockade? I just don't understand, and I want to know. Then on Thursday, we have icon, queen, role model, and inspiration to young women everywhere, a woman who supports other women. Ramona Singer is going to be here. She's going to be promoting her new
Wow,
skincare
Claudia.
line.
Just
Wow. It's Ageless by Ramona. I actually got a tube, and it is so well done, like classy as fuck. She must have some QVC money in there because it looks like really like, Cindy Crawford shows those commercials in the middle of the night. And that's what Ramona's doing, and she's going to make some real money from it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have it, and it's pretty good shit. So she'll be here talking about that.
Thursday, we embark to the desert. After 40 years, the Jews are going back to the desert.
Yeah.
To Coachella. No show Friday, but we will be serving up premium content.
The Jews are going back to the desert, but we've learned our lesson.
Yeah.
We went to Coachella 2 years ago, and we vowed to never return again. But unfortunately, that's just not the way the world works, and there are opportunities for us at Coachella, and we have to go. But we have learned. Here's what I've learned. I have bought now an external charger and a Mophie charging case for my phone because roaming, we also have special parking passes because that is just the only way to live.
Yeah.
We have portable fans. I got some. Did you get any?
No, I don't. My purses aren't big enough for all this.
I got a special stick, I forget what it's called, for my chub rub. It's called Mega Babe? Yes. They sell it at Sephora, and it's fantastic.
Cool.
So I'm just stocking. I feel like I'm actually going to war, and I'm stocking up on steel and food for my family, canned goods.
Oh my God, Coachella is fucking Westeros.
Yes, no, truly. So if you have been to Coachella and you find that there are resources that you use, please let me know so I can order it on Amazon and have it sent to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, we will have 35,000 boxes there because I'm just sending all my stuff there. I also didn't get enough clothing in time, so I'm sending all my kimonos and rompers to Coachella.
That's always a great idea.
Yeah, it's also a never
desperate idea.
It's a desperate idea. And even though usually the last time we went to Coachella, we decided 2 days before, so we had to send all of our ASOS orders to our hotel. But we've now know for 3 weeks that we were going to Coachella, and I tried to prepare.
Right. It's not like you just didn't do it. It didn't work out. So now you're.
It didn't work out. I did Revolve. I did ASOS. ASOS has actually stepped up their game. For a while, they were really just lowbrow and not cutting it for me. I also need to stop ordering clothes when I'm feeling down on myself because I order clothes that don't fit me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really know my size anymore because in a real store where the sizing is for real women, I'm a certain size. But then on ASOS or Revolve where material is at a limit, like
I feel like ASOS is really size inclusive. Like they have
no
so
size inclusive, but I mean like in terms of sizing. Like
Oh.
ASOS is so cheap that like you're like 3 sizes up because they don't have much material to spare for their cheap prices. Whereas like in a real store like Bloomingdale's, you're an actual size, you know?
I feel like it's the opposite.
No. Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
In Bloomingdale's, like I'm truly like a size 8.
I wouldn't say ASOS and Revolve are the same thing. Like I would say the Revolve is like in
It's
a
its
whole
own
nother.
world.
If we're comparing ASOS versus Bloomingdale's, I feel like ASOS has so many more sizes and varieties. Like you can get your actual size at ASOS, not at Bloomingdale's.
Okay, no, so
Bloomingdale's, it's like
there's
they have
more-
3
you're half
items
right.
on the rack.
You're half right.
They have a 0, they have a 6, and
that's
they
it.
have an 8.
You know, you're right about that, about like options, but in actual terms of like sizing, like Bloomingdale's sizing is like real fashion sizing, I feel like. And then, actually, I don't know. Whatever. All I know is that
No,
like
I feel like at Bloomingdale's, the 0, the 2, and the 4 are the same.
maybe, but at Bloomingdale's, like I could fit into like an 8, whereas like on ASOS, like I've sometimes find myself ordering a 16, like literally double, but it doesn't fit. Do you know what I mean?
Because you're
I
ordering
don't
the
know.
wrong
I'm just
size.
going through like honestly body dysmorphia these days, and I don't know what I look like, and I can't like sometimes I'm feeling really down on myself and like order like huge clothing, and it comes I'm like, why did I order this? Then sometimes I feel like I'm actually Kate Upton, and I'll order. I literally got a dress, and I'm like, I did not order this. Like there's literally no way in my mind I would ever think that this would look good on me or in this size. It's crazy how like your mind plays tricks on you. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
Well, without further ado, I believe for the how many episodes have we done? Like 215.
I don't know.
For the 217th
I was trying to think
time.
about today, like how many episodes should we have done?
I can tell
We do
you.
2 weeks in the year, 5 days a week on a good week.
I can tell you, because pretty much we upload everything to podcast. So the podcast app actually counts it for you.
Yeah.
So this is our...
Well, we have 2 seasons.
Yeah. Hold on. I got you, girl, I got you. It is all episodes. This is our 213th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
And it's crazy how like TV shows, when they hit 100 episodes, it's like everyone shits their pants.
And they get a cake.
And they get a raise and a SAG. And 213, and you don't hear us?
No raise, just saggy tits.
Self-congratulatory.
Actually, we threw ourselves a party.
That's true. That was for a year, though.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
It was a soiree. Calm down, everyone.
Jackie did a great job of planning the soiree. It was very, very refined.
It was very tasteful.
Very.
It was a party for a morning show
And I have to
of
say,
our caliber.
I was very doubtful of Jackie, and I was skeptical of the budget.
You were.
But I do have to say, you spread that money real thin, girl, and you did it.
Thank you. Thanks to R17, it was a beautiful restaurant. Didn't
It really
require
was.
much.
It was.
And in hindsight,
divine.
such Thrones vibes with the fireplaces.
And also, now that I think about it, I placed a balloon order and it never came.
Yeah. Oops, they're probably in the sky. They set them free.
Oh my God, wait, that's so weird.
Make a wish.
Okay, whatever. No,
Okay.
do not release your balloons into the sky. They kill dolphins, or something like that.
No, they end up in the ocean and then they'll strangle
A
dolphins.
turtle, yeah.
Okay, first story. Felicity Huffman and 12 others to plead guilty in college admissions scandal.
But not Lori Loughlin, right?
Not Lori
Okay.
Loughlin. So I guess Felicity will be the face of those
Of
those who pled guilty. Lori will be the face of those who are pleading innocent.
Or no, Lori's like the face of those who spent under 50 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, Felicity's the face of people who spent under 50 grand.
Yeah, but it's like even still, I know she spent $500,000, Lori Loughlin, but think it was $250,000 per kid compared to others who paid $6 million. So it's like technically Lori Loughlin's on the low end,
Right, but not in the
not
famous.
compared to Felicity Huffman.
Right, it's just they're the most famous, so you're comparing Lori to Felicity.
Right.
When in actuality, there are people who did, by the way, like no college education is worth $6 million. Honestly, no college education is even worth 15 grand. And if you have $6 million just to throw around, then your kid really doesn't need to go to college.
Yeah. But it's
Who
just,
is the $6 million person?
I don't know, one of just like wealthy people who
Yeah.
we don't know.
Who we need to become friends with so they can give us $6 million.
So we can visit them in jail.
Yeah, totally.
Actress Felicity Huffman will plead guilty over her role in the nationwide college admissions scandal along with a dozen other
Wait, did we
wealthy
say
parents.
the Fast Five thing?
Oh, I don't know.
We didn't say it. Sorry. Oh my God.
Because you
We
were
just got
busy
so
talking about
excited.
how many episodes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ready? Let's do it together.
Without further ado,
Here are the fast.
Sorry.
Wait. Let's try again.
These or here.
Oh,
I
I say
just-
here. What do you say?
Depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay, so you say without further ado, and then we'll jump right into here.
Here, okay. Without further ado,
Here are the Fast Five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. Okay.
Felicity Huffman and 12 others to plead guilty in college admissions scandal. The Desperate Housewives star will join 12 other disgraced moms and dads in copping to conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud for paying bribes to ease their privileged progeny's admission into top schools by either fudging the kids' exam scores or getting coaches to name them as bogus athletic recruits. They all face up to 20 years behind bars. Felicity made a statement. She said, "I am ashamed of the pain I have caused my daughter, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and the educational community. I want to apologize to them, and especially I want to apologize to the students who work hard every day to get into college and to their parents who make tremendous sacrifices to support their children and do so honestly. My daughter knew absolutely nothing about my actions, and in my misguided and profoundly wrong way, I have betrayed her. This transgression toward her and the public I will carry for the rest of my life. My desire to help my daughter is no excuse to break the law or engage in dishonesty."
That is a good statement. She's working with a fine publicist, like a 20K retainer publicist. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These crisis managers and crisis
her,
publicists, like, they just fucking cash in on people's misfortune.
Whether or not the daughter knew, like, good on her to fall on the sword.
Yeah, no, totally. I feel like, so she's not going to jail.
We're waiting sentencing.
Oh, but she pled guilty.
I think she pled guilty along with a bunch of other people. Usually when you plead guilty, like, you make a deal with the judge. Maybe they'll give up other information. Maybe they know of another crime going on. That's how this case actually came to the forefront. Someone got, like, securities frauded, and then they were like, "Go easy on me, I'll give you a bigger fish."
Yeah, I got Lloyd Laughlin.
Right. I'm going to take down the college admissions process.
Well, this is a nice statement, and honestly, it feels sort of genuine. I just love that they still refer to her as the Desperate Housewives star.
Right. I mean,
like, that's all I got from this article.
All she's ever gonna
No, but she's in that show, American Crime? No.
She's in what show?
Yeah, right. No, but it's like a big show that everyone loves. I think Regina King is in it.
Housewives?
No, it's also on ABC. It's called American Crime. I feel like that's what it's called. But it's eerily similar to American Crime Story. I'm going to say it's American Crime for sure.
Okay.
I'll take American Crime for $200, Alex.
Okay. So now I wonder, I don't think they'll go to jail. That would seem very harsh.
These people,
I don't think will go to jail.
Me neither. I don't know.
But then it's like, why wouldn't everyone plead guilty if it just meant, like, a slap on the wrist?
But I mean, someone who doesn't plead guilty is a moron. Like, there's an insurmountable amount of evidence.
But they might be able to prove, like, that they didn't know that what the guy was going to do for them or that it was illegal. Got
it. Well, Felicity Huffman is out here doing the right thing. How many other people pleaded guilty?
12 others.
So does that mean Lori Loughlin is not going to plead guilty, or she's just in a different, like, group?
As of right now, she's not pleading guilty, I guess, because
did you see her signing autographs?
They're all being charged together. Yeah, I did. I thought she handled herself fine. Like, there's no right way to handle walking into court, and if she snubs her fans who showed up for her with pictures of Aunt Becky, like, then the only people who still support her are going to turn on her.
That's so true.
You know?
I wonder what, like, the Olivia Jade stans are thinking right now, because I was actually trying to, like, look at some of her fan accounts on Instagram, and they all went private. So I just want to know what the conversation. They
probably couldn't take the hate because the internet is a disgusting place.
Right, and they're just, like, teenage girls who, like, love this, like, pretty rich girl.
I think that they are ready to forgive her and accept her, but the problem is that she can't apologize or make a statement because this is, like, a legal case, so she can't speak on it, and people can't forgive you if you don't have the opportunity to apologize. Right. So her hands are tied.
Also, when, like, a YouTuber or, like, someone goes through, like, a cancellation, they always come back because this is their livelihood. Like, I feel like Olivia Jade might never come back to YouTube. She doesn't need to be a YouTuber. She did it for fun as a hobby, and then it turned into a career.
Okay, at this point, she kind of needs to be a YouTuber because she's not going to college. Her parents won't work again.
But they have enough money to live.
They have money. Okay, but you want to just, like, live off this pot for the rest of, like, you need income still.
Yeah. Well, she's still getting those Full House royalties, Aunt Becky, which is definitely a lot because they play syndicated on, like, ABC Family and stuff.
Like, they would be fine if none of them ever worked again, I think. I don't know their finances, but I don't think they would live at the level that they live now. Because right now they live like, you know, you earn money, you spend money, but they wouldn't be earning money.
They have to downsize.
They would definitely have to downsize. And I think Olivia Jade could and very well should go back to being an influencer when she can.
Yeah.
Because I think...
But she can't for a very long time because this thing is, like, never going to end. Yeah. Because it's a court thing.
But it's like her subscribers are still there. Last time I checked, she has more followers now than she did before this ever happened.
Millennials love a controversy.
You can count me as one of them because ever since this started, then I went to check out her stuff because I saw she was making videos from college. I was like, how hilarious, the irony. And then I saw this bitch in her dorm room, like, doing her laundry, and I was like, this is really cute.
I mean, I've been trying to tell you about Olivia Jade forever. Me and Margot are obsessed with with her.
No, but you guys like loved her makeup tutorials, and I'm sorry, I don't care about her makeup because it's like everyone has great skin when they're 18 years old.
But we're not watching for the technique. We're just watching because she's like so pretty, and I want to see what her house and like if her mom pops her head in, you know?
Okay. Well, no, you were watching for the technique for a while. There was a while when you weren't wearing foundation because
because Olivia Jade told me to.
You were using concealer as foundation.
No, I got all verklempt because I thought I was like a 18-year-old perfect skinny influencer.
Right, but I did think it was interesting, like being an influencer in college, like she took us around the dorm, she cleaned her little room, she got ready for her frat party, she was so excited, and it's like, also she's gone to cool Hollywood parties, but no matter how cool you are in Hollywood, like a frat party is a frat party, and that hierarchy exists, and you are a freshman.
Especially at USC.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter how cool you are, no matter how famous you are, like rushing those sororities, like the sorority like world is tough. Like girls are so mean, but at USC it's heightened to like another level where every girl is just blonde and perfect and like has a rich father. So like
so
she's just one of a kind.
Blonde and perfect with a rich father like didn't make her stand out from the pack.
It was interesting to watch this girl who had a perfect life like actually like have to make friends. Like no matter how cool you are, like making friends in college is still awkward and weird.
Right. So I found it full of interesting factoids that were interesting, and I subscribed and I followed her because of it. I can't imagine I'm the only one who didn't know her work before, checked her out because, this girl's getting so much buzz. She's the face of this major nationwide scandal. What's she all about?
Right. What's it all about?
So I think she'll have to take the time. I mean, if her mom pled guilty, she can maybe that would speed things along, so it'll take longer now. But I would be disappointed in her if she didn't come back, if she didn't at least try.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a very brave thing to do, and not everyone can do it.
No, I know. It shows like what you're made of. It's not about how you fall and get knocked down. It's how you get back up. I mean, and on the 1-year anniversary of the toast, I'm telling you, Olivia Jade, you can do it.
You can do it. But at the same time,
to believe in yourself.
When this is your job and it's your livelihood, you have more of a motivating force behind you to get back up, even though people can like tear you down and like make fun of your set. But when you're born with like a silver spoon in your mouth and you were never doing YouTube or whatever as like a means to pay your rent, and you've never known what it's like to like maybe not have an income, it's less motivating for you to get back up. You'll just get up and just live your life as like another socialite.
Perhaps.
You know?
But she can't even do that anymore.
Right.
And
I don't know, but people love a good scandal. So like I feel like we're in the thick of it right now, so we can't see out of it, and that's how it happens with the scandal. But like in 3 years, we'll be like, oh, that college scandal thing, and it will have been like prestigious to be a part of it because that's how fucked up our world is.
Right. It's like anyone who was involved in the O.J. Simpson case, Kardashians. It's like
Marsha Clark is out here like producing television shows.
Right. On both sides, everyone who touched the O.J. Simpson case benefited, but then most of them also died.
Right.
Very sad.
But they all had books. Like, America loves a scandal. So right now it's like in the thick of it. What you did is bad. But in 5 years, like it'll just be a part of her discography. And she will have been like a part of this glamorous, celebrity-filled, money-filled scandal.
But it's what she does between now and in 5 years from now that will set her up for the rest of her life.
Agreed.
So, also, like, what's going on with Felicity Huffman's kids? It's crazy that we still don't know who they are.
I know.
And also, where did they even go to school? It's like they paid $15,000 because they went to like some arts place.
Yeah, not that prestigious, but they're thanking their stars every day that Olivia Jade started a YouTube channel 3 years ago.
They really
because nobody has even I haven't even seen a picture of them. There's one picture of them going around from like the Golden Globes of them with both of their parents, and that's it. I think that's the only time they ever stepped out of their house with their parents, and they are so fucking grateful, like literally on their knees every night thanking God that Olivia Jade was born.
Yeah.
Because she has really taken like the full brunt of this scandal.
Totally. Speaking of scandals, this one's an even bigger one, and like it's not getting that much press, and I don't want to be one of these people who contribute to it not getting press, because things like this in Hollywood need to be discussed.
Oh, okay.
A sobbing Allison Mack pleads guilty in sex cult case.
People were obsessed with this story.
Like, this is crazier than a fucking college admission scandal.
Totally.
Yet, if you watch any show, no one talks about this case anymore.
I know, because Allison Mack like isn't that famous.
But it's not just her. Like,
no,
it's this whole it was a cult called Nxivm, and it was a sex trafficking cult.
And this case has
been
going on so long. We were talking about this on The Breath.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But like no one's like picked it back up, and now like things are coming out.
Okay, what happened?
Smallville star Allison Mack gave a Teen Choice Award worthy. Page 6 is being so salty today.
Wow, that is shade if I've truly ever heard it.
Gave a Teen Choice Award worthy performance Monday when she pleaded guilty for her role as the right-hand woman in sex slave cult Nxivm, sobbing like a soap star the whole time. I almost said porn star.
That too.
A blubbering Mack, who won the dubious honor of Best Sidekick in a TV series for her role on the CW Superman drama in both 2006 and 2007, appeared in Brooklyn federal court where she copped to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy charges, including extortion and forced labor. "I'm here to plead guilty before your honor," the actress said before crying so much that Judge Nicholas Garufis stopped to offer her tissues.
Oh, God.
Quote, I must take full responsibility for my conduct. I am very sorry for my role in this case. I am very sorry to my family and to the good people I hurt through my misguided adherence to Nxivm leader Keith Raniere's teachings, Mack continued after composing herself. She had been facing sex trafficking charges. Prosecutors alleged women in DOS were branded with Raniere's initials and groomed to have sex with him, but they were not among the counts she pleaded to Monday. However, she admitted to keeping a slave and that she instructed women in the group to quote, perform services for me.
Ew.
She said the system was designed to make them think they could suffer serious harm if they didn't perform the services because they'd handed over damaging collateral to DOS, such as nude photos and financial details. I was a member of a secret society founded by Keith Raniere, Mack told the court. I concealed Keith Raniere's role as the head of DOS.
The craziest part about this whole thing is the celebrities who came out afterwards being like, yeah, this girl Allison Mack like tried to text me once
If you look
or
at her
DM
tweets.
me. Yeah, she's like, hey, I have this opportunity for you. She's like literally selling like Rodin and Fields Lash Boost, but it's a cult.
Yeah. It's a cult, and it's a dirty, disgusting cult, and it runs deep.
And where's the guy Keith now? Did he go to jail yet, or he's still also being tried?
I'm not sure. Because
Okay.
we haven't been keeping up with the story, which
You
is
know,
just so crazy.
it's so true. Nobody's talking about this.
This is like something that was very much going on in Hollywood. I mean, it's worse than anything else we've ever talked about. A slave in Hollywood.
No, horrible.
Hor-
A cult?
Worse
A sex
than,
cult?
Worse than Michael Jackson. Worse than R. Kelly.
Agreed.
Worse than Harvey Weinstein. Worse than the college admissions scandal. And we don't talk about it. Honestly,
No.
because now I have a pit. Like, it's that terrible.
It's really bad. And like, ew. It gets even worse once you see what the guy Keith looks like. I know that's mean to say. Well, fuck it, no it's not.
I hadn't seen.
He's
Is
like
he
so greasy.
better or worse than Harvey Weinstein?
Okay, better, but like that's...
That's not saying much.
There are very few people who are worse looking than Harvey Weinstein.
There are. It depends.
Well, it depends at what
on your,
weight.
and also it depends on your type.
Yeah, true. I guess Georgina Chapman likes a sweaty bald man.
I guess so. Anyways.
Like the scandals that the world decides to take on and cancel are so weird. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And like obviously the world revolves around Michael Jackson. It's like he has arguably the biggest, most horrible, like deep running, vile scandal in the world, and literally nobody cares.
You know, I mean, yes, like people should care more, but also it's like, I don't know if that is even the most horrible deep running scandal in the whole world.
No, totally, but it's really bad. Especially after you watch a documentary and hear
I
like the
think
really
there are
intimate sexual details of their relationships, like it's really bad.
No, it's really bad.
And literally, nobody cares. And if you speak out about it, like you're evil. Like people came for Oprah.
No, but also if you can't, it's like we can't ever decide. I don't know if we're going to reach a consensus on that one.
Well,
and
I
now
have
it's like
reached a
some of the
consensus.
details, like I guess, weren't totally accurate.
I saw that as well. There was a
Biographer of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, there was an issue in the documentary about the years in which the train station was built for Neverland, and one of the guys was like, when I was 9 or in whatever year, we were in the train station, and then the Santa Barbara like architectural department has like paperwork that they didn't even get permits to start building that until like 2 years later. So there was like but that I don't doubt their entire story because he didn't remember 1 year. Sorry, in the 18 years of abuse.
What his age he was. I don't remember what I was doing when I was 9.
No, but sorry that, James, in the 18 years of abuse, he confused, one rape with another. Please, it's such bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm not here for it. And now that we're talking about cults, I have to tell you about my weekend in Clearwater.
Oh, right.
Okay.
You and Snitch.
Okay. So if you guys know, Clearwater is the headquarters of Scientology. That's where they have their Sea Org. And if you're just like in town, me and Margot stayed on the beach. So we had to like take a bridge to our hotel. So we was kind of separated. But once we took the bridge and went to the venue, our venue was across the street from the Sea Org. And my dressing room had like a little balcony on it. And I'm just like looking down at Clearwater and I see the staff members. They dress like flight attendants. They wear like sweater vests and like little bow ties. So I saw one woman, and it was honestly so scary. Like I ran back in like as if they were gonna get me. And the whole time I was in Clearwater, I was like so perplexed. I'm like, am I gonna joke about it? Like it's funny, and obviously it's what they're known for. Like they know that that's what everyone thinks about them. But like someone told me that they send spies to like local concerts to make sure that people aren't making fun of them. Like that's why Leah Remini, like she's always trying to expose them. They follow her to her hotel. Like they're quietly, like it's funny, but they're also dangerous. And someone once told me they're like, people were like literally DMing me cautiously. They're like, don't just like go looking at the Sea Org like as a joke. Like people like go around, try and look, like because you trespass, they hold you on their property, like they lock you in there for hours and then they let you go. It's so crazy. So me and Margot were just like freaking out. I was like, do I want to talk about it? Do I want to not?
You would be like one of those prisoners that's like singing so annoying.
That they would let me go.
They would let you go.
Yeah, totally. I would just start jamming out to Shallow. Well, I decided to talk about it and it was really funny and the show was great. And then when we got back up to my dressing room, we were packing up the stuff and I couldn't find my planner. Now, my planner is the book that I carry with me everywhere. It has all my jokes written in it. It has all my shows in it, my schedule, my appointments, just like a lot of like random stuff.
It's just a wonderful thing for a person to have.
That Jackie told me to get. And it was really, it's my life. I bring it with me everywhere, and I couldn't find it. And it was so weird. It was like right before I went on stage, I was taking mirror pics, and I'm looking at the mirror pictures. I'm like, yeah, Margot, look, in the picture, my planner is right in front of me. So I ran to the meet and greet. I'm like, Margot, just find it. And she's freaking out, because obviously we're thinking that the Scientologists know that I was making fun of them, and they stole my planner, and they were going to follow me on tour because all my appointments are in there, and they know where I'm going to be, and they're going to hide in the broom closet and jump out and attack me.
And snap the wrist and steal the Campari.
Exactly. So I'm at the meet and greet, and Margot's freaking out. I guess she like FaceTimed you. She was hearing noises. She locked the door. Like, we were being so nuts. And okay, I ended up just accidentally throwing it in my makeup case, and we found it. But that's neither here nor there. It's just the fear that they instilled in me was very real.
Yeah, I hear it.
It was honestly a scary weekend, because then also we drove to Orlando, and right when I was getting back from the meet and greet, Margot had the weirdest look on her face. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I'll tell you in the car. I'm like, okay. We get in the car, and she goes, I was freaking out during the meet and greet. I'm like, why? She goes, this is the venue that Christina Grimmie was shot at during a meet and greet. And you know, the whole venue was giving me weird vibes, and there was policemen everywhere, and I was like, this is weird. Like, is Orlando a dangerous city? And we were also down the block from Pulse. So it was just, honestly, I was freaking out. Like, the whole weekend, it was giving me like chills.
Honestly, no offense, but it's Florida.
Totally. But Clearwater was like such a cute town until the Scientologists had to ruin it.
And it's like so sad, because we literally grew up in Florida.
I love Fort Lauderdale.
We're actually like just as much Floridian as we are.
We lived in Florida for like half the year.
Yeah. And now, like, to see it's so felonious. Florida.
Truly.
Wow. A year ago, when we launched the podcast,
we were number 2 in the podcast store.
We, like, all the toasters were subscribing, leaving reviews before it even started. It was, like, so exciting. We were climbing the charts. We were like, let's get to number 1. And we couldn't hit number 1 because a podcast called Felonious Florida
had just launched as well.
And I guess because there are so many felonies in Florida, like, they co-opted.
So maybe 1 year later, let's try and get to number 1, okay?
Yes.
Here's what you have to do. If you have an iPhone, you have to go to the podcast store, you have to subscribe. And you should be doing that anyway.
Even if you're a YouTube watcher, just subscribe to our podcast. It won't ever bother you.
If you want to leave a review, make it 5 stars, rate a comment about how pretty we are. People think just because you're number 1 on the podcast store, it's because you have the most listens. No, that's actually quite the opposite. It's all about rates, and subscribers, and
speed at trends. So it's like, if we do this all at the same time, we'll shoot to number 1 for like a few hours.
And we just want it so we could screenshot it.
Yeah, but we actually have like a lot of reviews compared to other podcasts, but it's all about like, it's all timely.
Happening now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's trending. Yeah. So if you're listening to the podcast right now, thank you for listening, and please feel free to leave a review.
Leave a review, yeah. We're just like businesswomen out here handing out our business cards, like trying to make a living, trying to make a name for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And thank God I used Vistaprint for my business cards, because I got 50% off using code TOAST.
I used Vistaprint for my thank you cards.
Oh, did you?
And I was able to, because I had like all these really great logos from our wedding, and it's like, I was looking at thank you cards online, they were so fucking cheesy. I was like, no, I want like the fucking Erica Girardi
handwritten
condolence letter,
yep.
And that's what I made. That was like the wine ups, and so they'll be my thank you cards and my stationery, like for our family that's going really forward. Smart. And I used our Vistaprint code, and you can too.
Okay, so here it is. Vistaprint wants you to be able to own the now in any situation, which is why our listeners will get 500 high-quality custom business cards starting at $9.99. Use code TOAST at Vistaprint.com. That's code TOAST at Vistaprint.com to get 500 business cards for $9.99. Honestly, I did that like 5 years ago, and I literally have never run out. Like 500 business cards is so much.
So much.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next story, exciting. Billboard Music Awards performers announced.
Okay.
Kelly Clarkson, Sam Smith, Panic at the Disco.
Can we talk about Sam Smith for a minute? Sam Smith. I was thinking about Sam Hunt, sorry.
Khalid Normani and Lauren Daigle are also set to take the stage during the Las Vegas ceremony.
Together?
Sounds lit. No, like separately. But
I love Lauren Daigle.
I love Lauren Daigle, like really crossing over from Christian music. Carl Lenz would be proud.
Yeah.
Host Kelly Clarkson, Sam Smith, and Panic at the Disco are among the performers set to take the stage at the 2019 Billboard Music Awards. Additional performers include Khalid, Lauren Daigle, Normani, who will join Sam Smith on stage.
Okay.
Clarkson, a 5-time BBMA.
Oh, right, they have a song together.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Dancing with a Stranger, I haven't heard it either.
I'm so behind on new music.
So am I, but like as someone who travels a lot and is in Ubers that play like that just play like Z100 and regular radio, like there is like songs come out and they never get played on the radio.
But
it's
then
so
they're
weird.
number 1 on iTunes.
Right, it's so weird. Dancing with a Stranger, which I know because I just being on Twitter and like following people on Instagram, I know Normani and Sam Smith came out with a song. I have not heard one bar.
It's really weird. I don't know. I just feel so out of touch, and it's like when I'm listening to music in an Uber, like I want to listen to my jams, and I don't want to be trying to get into what the kids are listening to. Like I like Post Malone as a person, but I don't know if I love like Wow.
Right.
You know.
I don't even know if
I
that
love
song.
Sunflower. Do you know it?
No.
It's from the Spider-Man movie. It's actually one of my favorite songs, and it's by Post Malone.
It's just really crazy how like radio's
Billie
still
Eilish.
playing like Blank Space.
Billie Eilish.
No clue.
I might as well be like
No
not
clue.
on this planet.
If I think it's Ellie-ish.
No, it's Eilish.
Okay, if Billie Eilish came and slapped me in the face, I would be like, why is this homeless girl slapping me in the face? I have no idea who she is.
She's so big. She'll be at Coachella. Maybe she'll slap you then.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
She was on Ellen, like, I don't even know.
No, she's everywhere. And it's like, we just took a nap and we woke up and Billie Eilish took over the world.
Right, and like, where did it start? Is she like a TikToker?
No, she's like, just like an indie-er.
Okay.
You know?
No, she's like emo. She's like goth.
She's indie, I think.
She looks like she's about to scream.
Yeah,
like
but her
screamo.
music is kind of similar to like Maggie Rogers-ish.
Really?
Yeah, that's her vibe.
She would definitely gives me
Where it's
more
like-
like Aerosmith vibes.
So,
you know?
and where like everyone's just like
Swaying. And like little.
Yeah, that's all the music these days. We should write a song. It's like,
Okay.
What's her song called?
Shot lead vocals.
What's her song called? Anyone?
No.
No. We're,
Queen.
She's like, Queen.
Queen.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like, Queen.
Sounds really good.
Okay. I'm excited for the Billboard Music Awards. I love Panic at the Disco. I just want to be out here letting people know. Don't forget about Panic at the Disco.
No, and Panic at the Disco, like, we think that everyone's forgotten about them, but they're like on a full stadium tour. They're doing just fine.
No, they're fine. Like, they have their loyal audience, but I feel like the mainstream, like,
Hasn't accepted them since I walked in with a Haven't You Ever Heard
is
of.
happy to forget about them, but then they give us high hopes, and we're like
Yeah.
playing it on the radio all the time, and we just don't want to accept like we still like emo music.
You know, it's so weird how like bands like them and like Fall Out Boy, like, were so popular, and then every now and then they'll pop up with like a banger, like that Fall Out Boys, riders keep riding with you, some and another very angel. Start with tomorrow that I wish you could see, that you're the antidote to everything except for me. And then they play Victoria's Secret Fashion Show like 10 years after their peak. It's like they have lulls, them and Panic at the Disco. Now Panic at the Disco has high hopes. And then they'll take a break and then Fall Out Boy will come back. Maybe Secondhand Serenade will make an appearance.
Panic at the Disco, Greatest Showman.
Right.
Great. Still one of the greatest gifts. It's 11/11. Make a wish. I wish for happiness like this forever.
Oh, I wish for a Netflix special, and if we're just going more material items, a Netflix special, a media partner for The Toast, another great year full of life, love, and the pursuit of happiness, and just survival at Coachella. That's really number one. Just like making it through with all my limbs intact.
Yeah, and like getting more followers.
Yeah, obviously.
You know.
And like maybe getting in the background of like a paparazzi picture. That's a good goal.
Yeah.
We should follow around celebrities just so we get in the background of the pictures.
Yeah. The people in the backgrounds, like, they never fare well, you know?
No, totally, because they focus them out.
Yeah, and it never ends well.
Yeah, no, we can't be in the background, we have to pretend like we're walking with them, you know, like as a group.
Right.
Like, hey,
It's a group hang at
Jessica
Coachella.
Biel, hey.
Cool. Next story. And something that I'm skeptical to even make a story, but it was a low story sort of day, and I want to talk about. I mean, they want us to talk about this, which is why I don't want to talk about it.
I understand.
But Stephanie Pratt slams Heidi and Spencer, quote, "I'm going to expose them." Stephanie Pratt is done playing nice. Just when fans thought the Hills' New Beginning star had made peace with Spencer Pratt, the reality star is speaking out and slamming her brother and Heidi Montag. Quote, "No one knows the real Heidi," Stephanie shared on iHeartRadio's Prattcast episode from the River Terrace in, like, I feel like when I get caught in someone else's sponsorship, like, I'm annoyed.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. How dare they?
Like, I want to get that check from the River Terrace Inn at Napa, California.
Totally.
Cool. Before the Hills New Beginnings, my mom, my brother, and I all sat down, and we said we will not let this ruin our family again. She added, I'm done. I don't care. I'm not protecting them anymore.
Well, honestly, that didn't really work out well for them.
According to Stephanie, she would have an epic relation. No, this time.
You know what I'm saying, but look, it's ruined.
Right. Or I think that
But
maybe
look, it's
this
ruined.
is press for the
Yes.
show, because she doesn't really say what they did, but she said, I'm not going to pretend that Spencer and Heidi are good people like I was doing for most of the series for my parents. For the expletive they have done to me recently, I'm done. This is why I moved to London. I'm done. They are the most toxic people I've ever met. They are Bonnie and Clyde till they die. So if they say the sky is black, all of us are morons for saying it's blue.
So wait, is she done?
I
Okay,
guess
so wait,
so.
there was
but
a
like, it's like
recap-
she's not
wait.
saying anything that's happening.
Okay, so there was a recap. Someone in the Toasters was like, can someone recap what Stephanie Pratt said on the podcast? And she went into detail. Give me a second to find it. Okay.
Great.
Because it was quite salacious.
Great.
Hold on, give me a sec.
She said, I'm done. I'm confident and secure enough in myself to not pussyfoot around them. I'm done. I'm going to expose them for who they are. Heidi doesn't want Spencer to have a relationship with anyone but her. And you know what? That's fine. I don't want a relationship with Spencer anymore. Gunnar, I will miss the fact that I'm going to miss out on the cutest little boy's early years, but it's not worth it.
Okay, ready? At the Hills photo shoot last week, Heidi was being a bitch to Stephanie and brought champagne to the shoot and was giving it to all the girls except for Stephanie. And Spencer wouldn't say anything to Heidi, so this was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And Stephanie decided to spill all the tea that she's been holding in for the sake of her family, which is as follows. After the Hills, by the way, this is a recap by Amanda Eller. She deserves credit for writing this up. After the Hills wrapped, Heidi and Spencer flew to Costa Rica and cut off all contact with Spencer's family until they got arrested for possessing illegal weapons, and then they called Spencer's dad, who sent a private jet, flew them to Santa Barbara, where he put them up in their beach house, and they ended up living for 7 years. Stephanie wasn't allowed to put any of this in her memoir that she apparently wrote. I guess
Who's dad?
Spencer. I guess Spencer's
Okay.
family has a lot of money. While they were at the Santa Barbara house, Heidi remodeled the mom's closet, took out one of her bathtubs to build another closet without telling or asking the parents' permission, and put it all on Spencer's dad's credit card. When Heidi was pregnant, the parents put her and Spencer up in a house in the Palisades and financially supported them. But now that the baby's here, Heidi won't let them see him, and his mom cries about it every day to Stephanie. Heidi is manipulative and has been using Spencer's family for money the whole time. Apparently, they're super loaded, and at one point, Spencer was cut out of the will because he was so horrible to them, and was so horrible to Stephanie that she moved to London. The parents basically put up with it. The dad doesn't want to lose his only son again, and the mom is worried that the dad will blame her and divorce her. Stephanie thinks that Heidi planned to go on to San Fran to meet Elsie the whole time, and that she was just planning to be famous, never liked Elsie, and that Heidi did make up the rumor that Elsie had a sex tape. She admitted that she's used a lot of her family's money, and that has put a lot of strain on their relationship. She says the only thing she's really upset about is that she's likely going to miss out on Gunnar's childhood because of it. She says this is not just a storyline for MTV, and then she started crying. She also said after the Hills wrap, the whole villain persona really got to Spencer, and he got super paranoid and stockpiled weapons and gained a lot of weight. She expects there will be major fallout from this interview, but she said this needs to be done for herself, and she's taking a major step back from her family. I know, and this is the girl's personal opinion. I know Stephanie has been a little cray in the past, but she sounded really lucid and calm in this interview, and I think I believe her.
Oh, I was
Some of it seems a little extreme
because I think that she actually is like really lucid and normal. Like she turned out really well.
Well, I don't know. I met her and she was like talking in a British accent. I'm like, please, you're from the Palisades.
But I love Spencer.
Me too. And hold on, I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
I love Spencer too, and having met him, and people like what you see on his Instagram persona, it's like he's crazy, whatever, crystals, but he's actually quite like with it. And when we met him, he was like super like career oriented and really normal. So I don't know. This seems like I hate when people air their dirty family laundry. Like it's so tacky.
It is really tacky, and also all of this, when you really think about it, when you put it all together, like, yeah, that's really bad. But if you take everything at face value, okay, she moved to San Francisco to become famous. She's not like the first or last person to ever do that. She
That's not a
started the
crime.
rumor about Elsie sex tape. We all knew that.
Yeah.
Like they denied it, but when they were on the Hills, like they were villainous villains, and they enjoyed being villains. So anything that they did during that time.
Was just fodder for the show.
Right, and they were like, that was a crazy time for them. That's not who they are now or who they pretend to be now. Then when they went to Costa Rica and disappeared, is that not when they were on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Yeah, no, the timeline doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I feel like if they got arrested for illegal possession of weapons, we would know about it, you know?
I want to see where that was filmed.
That was such a hilarious show. Oh, maybe that was filmed in Costa Rica.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say, like they went to Costa Rica and disappeared, like we know what they were doing.
Right, and this definitely feels like a storyline for the new season because all the rumors around the new season is that there's no footage and it's so boring.
Oh, I mean, there is no footage. They just gave a release date and they're still doing reshoots.
Right.
Like, I think it's so terrible. It says that it was filmed in Australia.
Oh.
That's not so bad.
No, but it's not Costa Rica. So yes, I would need a more in-depth timeline if I'm going to believe this.
Same. Or even, none of this stuff is truly shocking. They lived in the house for 7 years. She wanted another closet.
Right, no, that's not anything crazy. That's what rich people do. They live in their parents' house and remodel.
Right, and I remember when I read a story about them, I knew that they were living in the parents' house.
I knew that the house that they live at when Heidi was pregnant in the Palisades was owned or paid for by their parents. Who cares?
There's definitely some weirdness over there, but no one ever thought that there wasn't.
No, yeah. I mean, this isn't crazy. It's just, I really hate when, okay, you're mad at your brother. You think the best way is to do a podcast about him? That's so stupid.
Also, you're mad at your brother. The last time you guys did a show together, you had to move to London because it got so bad. Why would you do a show again?
Why would you do a show again? And it seems like your only concern is getting to see Gunnar. You think you're ever going to see him again? Now that you're on a podcast talking about how much money your Gunnar's mom spent? Who cares? It's weird. And Stephanie Pratt is weird because she has a podcast with Derek Peth.
No, she has a podcast with Wells Adams.
Whatever.
And also, what's weird, and we talked about this last week, and then I was thinking about it more. I was like, this is stupid. She went on a date with Derek Peth and then talked about it on her podcast. And they talked about if they liked each other or not. And
they did it on the podcast?
If they had a good time. And it was just go on a fucking date. That's, if you're single, that's why.
No, that's experimental dating.
No,
that's
it was
really stupid.
Really weird. It was she went on a date and then reported back to her podcast, but it was not an anonymous person. Now It's on E. You have only been on one date. That's so much weird pressure on the relationship for the next date.
No, it seems she's really just queuing up this podcast to take over the world. Because she keeps doing crazy shit on the podcast and people are talking about it.
Right.
Meanwhile, I don't know one person who ever listens to her podcast.
And will inevitably talking about The Hills. But even if this drama is real, it wouldn't even be shown on The Hills then.
Yeah, no.
And
Right, the actual family shit doesn't get shown on TV shows.
No, especially on The Hills where it is scripted.
Yeah.
I can't. I still think it's one of the worst ideas that MTV has ever had.
Me too.
And I won't even watch it to talk about it.
What do you think the best idea MTV ever had was?
Ooh,
Buck Wild.
They've had a lot.
Buck Wild.
I would say that, but someone died.
Yeah, but not from the show.
No, but maybe you never know.
No,
if he didn't do the show, it's
no. That was a fucking great show, and it's really sad that guy died for a million reasons, but also because the show didn't go on. And he was the heart and soul of the show, and he was a really cute, little cutie.
They've had some really good shows.
No, I mean Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore now is whatever, but in its heyday, there was nothing like it. And
Meatball Power.
Very often go back and watch it, and you'll never be able to recreate reality TV like that ever again. And people can try, but it was truly the greatest show.
Truly. And I love Are You the One still.
Oh, and also Next. That was a fucking hilarious show. I just was watching clips of it. Someone put it
in the toasters.
And it's I can't believe that show ever existed. It was the most fucked up show. It was so mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a great show.
It's because of shows like Next that we are where we are
in PC cancel
culture.
Today. Totally.
So things like that don't happen again. And you know what?
I'm okay with that.
I agree.
Totally.
Okay, fifth and final story. Teens are spending $2,600 a year on food and clothes. Here's where they like to shop.
That's it?
It's our average favorite brands of teens.
Oh, okay.
It's not average, annual favorite brands of teens survey. Teenagers on average are spending $2,600 annually on food, favorite retailers.
For food or for clothes?
Clothes. And just brands.
Forever 21?
No.
Is it retailers stores or it could be online too?
Both.
Fuck, okay. Let me think. What's the biggest retailer in the world?
Actually, Forever 21 is a favorite apparel.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about PacSun?
Well, right now I'm seeing Lululemon.
What?
Ulta.
Oh, Ulta makes sense.
Amazon.
Oh, duh.
Vans.
What?
And then American Eagle, Adidas, Forever 21, Hollister, PacSun, Urban Outfitters, Victoria's Secret, H&M.
I feel like Victoria's Secret, people still buy stuff from there.
I know. I mean, these are all mall stores.
Yeah. What was the first one again?
Lululemon.
That is so weird. Even though at a meet and greet a month ago, some girl gave me leggings. She's like, I work for Lululemon. These are the best leggings in the world. And she was totally right. They're the most amazing.
They're the most amazing leggings.
They feel like butter.
I've never walked into a Lululemon, but I've really been considering it recently.
No,
because
I'm too intimidated.
I wear Lululemon for SoulCycle clothes because all my workout clothes are from SoulCycle, but it's I'm paying so much more just so that
SoulCycle
just
branding.
to not go into a Lululemon store.
Order it online.
But I like to feel them.
No, I gotta tell you the name of these leggings. They truly feel like...
No, I have a few Lulu. Actually, a while back, Lululemon sent me some clothes, and like it was the greatest gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I wear it all the time.
It's also the gift that keeps on giving because those shopping bags last a lifetime. For sleepovers.
They're so ugly.
They're so ugly, but they're perfect, like in terms of their wear and tear and the texture.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
A big fan. So anyways, it's always interesting to know what the teens are doing.
Yeah.
Personally.
I wonder if the teens are subscribing to Scentbird.
They should be.
They should be. I've been now with Scentbird. Scentbird was one of the first brands to onboard for the toast, and it was one that probably I've used the most and really stuck with me just because as a smelly bitch, it's always pertinent to have perfume with you, and especially travel-size perfumes that you could just throw in a purse, you know what I'm saying? So Scentbird is a luxury fragrance subscription service for perfumes and colognes, a way for you to discover new perfumes and colognes without buying an entire bottle. They have more than 450 designer brands for you to choose from: Tom Ford, Prada, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana. You choose the perfume you want to try, and they send you a 30-day supply. That's 120 sprays, enough to apply more than 4 times daily for a month. If you're not sure what type of scent you're looking for, you can sort and find new fragrances by brand, style, occasion, season, and more. So, with our exclusive offer just for our listeners, you can get 50% off your first month of Scentbird. That's only $7.50 for your first fragrance. Head to scentbird.com/toast. Use our code TOAST for 50% off your first month. That's Scentbird, SCENT, bird.com/toast for you to try your first perfume or cologne for just $7.50. Sign on. Smell amazing.
I fucking love Scentbird.
Me too. I actually have 40,000 in my purse at all time.
Good.
Okay, so those were our 5 stories.
Vanderpump Rules.
Okay. It felt like a really long episode because they were in Mexico, and then also stuff happened at home where I feel like they usually end an episode like leaving the place.
Right.
You know?
But not much happened in Mexico because they didn't bring the villain.
They didn't bring the villain, and it was just like, honestly, it was so stupid and boring. Like the Doritos on the bed, like I can't.
Honestly, next week looks even stupider and more boring.
It's losing its touch, and that's so sad of me to say.
It's because they're all getting along and they refuse to film with characters that they don't
get
like.
along with.
And yeah, so
and I think that they should film with James because he really is interesting, but like I have no time or patience for Billy.
Or Raquel.
Whatever. Raquel comes with James, which I get, but Billy is so out of control, and like on the way she talks to Lisa is so crazy. And all she ever says is she like takes up for people. She's like fighting about things that aren't even about her. She's fighting about James. Who gives a shit? And then she goes on to say, why am I responsible for James? He's just my coworker, and I love and respect him, but he's just my coworker. But then she's out here fighting every argument on James' behalf. It makes no sense, but she wants to be invited places.
He's just my coworker that I love. I mean, you're my coworker that I love, but like,
we're also sisters.
Right.
No, it makes no sense. She was being so contradictory. She was complaining about not being invited to the engagement party, and she wasn't invited because of her association with James. So she's like, "What? My association with James? He's not my son. He's just my coworker." I'm like, "Oh, you know what? She's right." But then she's out here on every argument. Even next week, she's fighting about James on the couch with Tom and Ariana. It's make up your mind. Do you want to take up for James or not?
Also, an engagement party is an intimate affair, and I've never seen her hang out with Jackson Brittany.
Not only that, that's the thing. The reason why she wasn't invited, it has nothing to do with James. They're not friends. You don't invite random strangers.
Brittany didn't bring the point home
because she felt so awkward.
enough.
She was really sidelined.
Sideswiped?
Blindsided.
Yeah.
Like that conversation just came out of nowhere. And who was the rat? Fucking Sheena.
Sheena.
Sheena was really pissing me off. Also, when everyone is obsessed with Lala, and definitely Sheena has like a complex because all the girls were mean to Lala, and Sheena was really the only one who was never really that mean to her. And they were friends, and then Lala became friends with the witches of WeHo, and now like jumped ship and hates Sheena. But when there was
but Lala's so good to Sheena.
Totally, but
when they were in the pool and being cute, I was like, oh wow, real friendship.
But Sheena definitely feels like insecure.
No, but
that
also,
she's now friends with all the girls.
That and her and Lala have had the same trajectory. Coming into the show as not a real friend of the cast, kind of like the town slut. You know, Sheena was with Brandy's husband.
Yep.
Lala was dating a married man, and eventually the witches accept her, but then Sheena, they never fully accepted Sheena as she was. When they finally accepted Lala, they loved everything about her. They didn't want to change her. Mm-hmm. They wanted to be more like her.
And Sheena's so insecure about that and jealous. So when, for the first time ever, someone had something negative to say about Lala, just that she was being annoying about her anxiety, which she was.
And she pounced.
Sheena pounced. And her argument was truly the thinnest argument of all time. I mean, she wants me to like hold her hand when she has anxiety, but then she'll make out with Kristen. Honestly, that sentence was everything you need to know about Sheena. It was honestly the worst, like, saddest thing she could have ever said. Like, that's what you're upset about? All the girls get drunk and make out with each other, sometimes with Sheena, sometimes with not. Like, the fact that she was drunk and the next morning still thinking about that is really sad.
That's crazy.
I couldn't get over that. When she said that, my jaw literally hit the floor. I'm like, this is the saddest thing ever.
No, I literally was like, what?
What? That's what you're upset about? And Lala was definitely being annoying and like a little drama queen with her anxiety, but everyone deals with their anxiety.
What's crazy is that was the biggest drama of the trip.
Right.
And it was just like her like breathing at dinner.
And also they stayed at a hotel that didn't have a beach.
That's Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, there's no beach?
The beaches they're not known for their beaches, really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like...
It was a weird hotel, like in the middle of the forest with a roof.
But it was really pretty.
Yeah.
It's more like a foresty.
Yeah, foresty
like,
vibes.
It's more green than beachy.
Yeah. But they didn't do it. They literally never left the hotel. Actually, the dinner on the last night looked fun. They were all just like drinking and having fun. And then they like forced, everyone was like, let's get drinks. And like, why? It's the last night, go home.
Yeah. When Lala was laying in bed and like they had to pack and go on a flight and blah, 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 like I had anxiety for her. I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, that's literally the worst position to ever be in. And I was like, I never want to be in that position ever again.
Jackie, it's the worst position to be in with cameras in your room.
With cameras in your room when you're used to flying private and you're flying commercial.
She does have to stop with like the commercial private thing.
If she were flying private, like that wouldn't have been so terrible. Like,
no, not at all.
All she would have to do is get her clothes in a bag and then like just
throw it in.
But like you have to go through security. You have to go through customs.
Sit at the lounge. Torture.
I felt so sorry for her.
Yeah. But was she hungover?
Hungover, just it's
exhausted.
Like it's the moral hangover, the physical hangover.
Yeah.
It's all of the downsides of alcohol.
There's so many things that I don't like about Tom Schwartz, but I really don't like how he talks about his like sex life with Katie so much on TV and with other people. Like it's not anyone's business. Like the frequency in which you have sex is a problem that you two have to figure out on your own, and I hate when he brings it up.
I don't think he's always bringing it up. Like, I think he's always like making light of it because it's obviously a weird thing between them.
Yeah, but so keep it between you.
But
there's some things in a marriage that just are nobody's business.
No, I agree. I mean, he gets away with it because it's him.
No, he gets away with everything.
Yeah, he gets away with everything.
Also, Lisa is a fucking drama queen. Both of your checks bounced. No, they didn't. Just one.
Right.
Why did she? And that was the whole thing. Coming up.
Also, like when you wait over a year to cash someone's check, I thought checks expire in 90 days.
By the way, we had this argument the other day. I think it's 2 years now that confirmed it. Yeah. So if you find a check that's over 2 years old, you can't cash it. But first of all, her waiting a year is weird, shady. Why?
Well, that was a whole other thing. Like because she was like holding it over their heads, like they haven't invested.
And by the way, and she knows that they have the money. They make. Especially Katie, who's been on the show, in one episode. It's so stupid. They totally have the money, and she just loves to like put them down, and she made it seem like they both got their checks bounced, which only one of them did, and of course it did. If I wrote a check now, things change. You change banks, accounts. They got married, they merged. It's so fucking stupid.
It's so stupid. You got a new credit card. You want to go to a new bank with better rewards.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. Like Lisa was being so every time.
I can't stand her.
But she did put Billy in her place, and she needed to. And finally, her being so mean paid off because she was being mean in the direction of someone who really needed it.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't separate. I watched Game of Thrones before Vanderpump Rules, and then I watched Game of Thrones after Vanderpump Rules. And as I was going to sleep and living in Westeros, I was trying to remember what happened on Vanderpump Rules, and then I was thinking of who's who of Vanderpump Rules, and I came up. I think I nailed it.
Lisa is totally Cersei.
Lisa's the Mad King.
Oh, but she's not dead. Or is she Joffrey?
She's the Mad King. No, she is just not everything lines up perfectly because this is Westeros Hollywood.
Okay.
Stassi, and I know she loves Khaleesi, but she's not Khaleesi. Stassi is Cersei. And not in a negative way. I love her because first she's been the queen throughout. Forever. There was one season where she had to repent and come back crying and apologize for moving to New York and Patrick, and that is Cersei when she's in the Sept of Baelor and she's coming through the streets and she has to repent.
Poop at her.
But then she's back on top.
Yep.
Katie is Marjorie Tyrell.
Okay, why?
Because she had a good strong start in the beginning. At one point, she was queen.
Yep.
Not so much.
Not anymore, but still relevant.
Still relevant. It doesn't line up perfectly.
Yeah, no,
It's
totally.
just the personalities. Sheena, I couldn't decide.
Wait, let me think.
You're not gonna.
Sheena is Theon Greyjoy. 1000%.
Greyjoy because she's annoying, she's always wrong, and I can't believe she's still around.
Totally. That is a great point.
But then after last night, I was thinking maybe she's Littlefinger because she's always stirring the pot. The way she ran from talking to Brittany to bringing it to Billy.
But I do think when she runs and tells people stuff, like they have her do that. I don't think she's that smart and manipulative up here.
No.
Like, she's like Littlefinger is a genius, like mapping out strategically. Sheena just does what people tell her, regardless of if it comes off manipulative or not.
Yes. Kristen.
Let me think. Kristen.
I don't know if you're going to get this one.
What house?
Well, you'll get it if I tell you what house.
Okay, fine.
Kristen is Sansa. In the beginning, annoying, crazy, and stupid. And now...
everything was her fault.
And now, not so bad.
Okay, that's really good. Okay.
Ariana.
Let me think. Ariana.
I don't know.
Ariana started out as like the villain.
Not really. She's always been smart, on the ball, and like people have liked her and agreed with her point of view.
Catelyn Stark.
Tyrion.
No.
Tyrion, because she's because she's logical, and because she's so similar to Cersei, sassy, which is why they don't like each other.
Tyrion is Jax.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because everyone thinks he's Jax. He sucks.
Jax
everyone
did
thinks
terrible
Tyrion
things.
is like an evil imp.
Jax
they say.
did terrible things. Tyrion never did anything bad. All he was smart throughout. You don't have to agree with me. This is my assessment.
I'm thinking. So who do you think Jax is?
I didn't do the boys because I don't care about them, but I was actually thinking Jax was King Joffrey. James is Ramsay Bolton, and now King Joffrey doesn't look so bad.
James is 1,000% Ramsay Bolton.
And now Jax was the first villain, and compared to the second one, he doesn't look so bad.
No, because now I'm watching King Joffrey, and like he is bad.
No, just wait till you get to Ramsay.
Okay, fine.
Like what he does, like what he would have done with two prostitutes in his room.
Right, is so much worse.
So much worse.
Okay, that's an interesting.
And there was one more.
Okay.
Oh, there's two more. Sorry. Lala is Daenerys.
Yes, agreed.
She's the new queen. And just like Daenerys has her flying dragons,
Lala has her
flying
private
jets.
Totally.
And she's the new guard.
Uh-huh.
Then, Brittany. I love her. She could have been anyone, but who's someone who's just always right and really serves the betterment of the realm?
Lord Varys! That's so good! Totally. She's just like, delivers messages, but not for any other intent other than to just keep the peace.
Other than pure of heart.
Wow, such a great call.
Such a great call.
We need to write this down.
I wrote it because I was thinking it last night, and then I woke up. I was like, what were all my thoughts? And I figured it out in the car, so I wrote it down.
Oh, you know who Jax is? I don't think Jax is King Joffrey because he was never evil.
But he was the villain.
Jamie. Because Jamie's really likable, but also a villain and did bad things.
Okay.
But you think he's like hot still and you still like him.
He started out with Cersei.
Right. Okay, I think that's good.
I think that's good too.
Wow, I'm tired.
Fun, right?
Fun.
Okay, so other than that, just 1 year commemoration of this
Okay,
wonderful
so
show.
If you're on the YouTube, let's do a Q&A if you have any questions just about the show. We did a Patreon episode a while back about the ins and outs of the show. We did a behind the scenes tour of our studio. We had a lot of questions about like the business behind it, the revenue streams, all that thing. So if you're our patron and you didn't get to see that, make sure to go catch up on it. Or if you want to become a patron and you need a reason to, here it is. Check that out. But if you're on the YouTube stream, drop a question.
This is more so about the spirit and the heart of the show.
Yeah,
and
just like
what we've learned in the year. What has been your favorite moment of the year of the toast?
The CMA red carpet.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun. And every now and then, we had a sizzle reel made just because like it was so much good content. I go back and watch it, and there were so many moments that like really made my life. Obviously like the Casey Musgraves of it all. Obviously the kid from American Idol putting chocolates in his pocket. Like there were so many iconic moments, and that stream, like no matter where we go in this world, we have to always do the CMA red carpet.
Agreed.
And I was just pinching myself that we didn't do the ACM red carpet, which by the way, I watched. They had a People Now live stream, which I was really grateful for People because they never do TV like live streams for country music, and they had Michael Ray, which I thought was really weird because he has like the #1 song on country, and he was talking to people like who were technically like lesser than him, and he didn't stop talking about Carly Pearce the whole time in a cute but also annoying way. And they had this girl who was like in charge of moving things along. She was a true correspondent, and she knew nothing about country music, and it was so upsetting. Like we should be doing that.
Yeah.
We need to somehow just get in contact with people because it was horrible.
Okay.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Cool.
Okay.
But then it's so funny because it's like the CMAs were the highest high, followed by the lowest low, the Divine Diversion.
Oh my God, I
Isn't that
forgot about
crazy?
that. Yeah, well, that's how when it rains, it pours.
And just, the universe just always keeps you grounded. But because you can't take off because there's a snowstorm.
What was your favorite part of the toast this year?
Oh, the CMAs are a great one. I have to think. Like I hadn't prepared for these questions.
Oh, Margot as Kris Jenner was a true high.
Oh my God. But that's what I watch all the time that makes me laugh. I have the Instagram video saved of all of her wits.
So funny.
It was so funny. I think that was one of my favorite moments.
Being sisters naturally disagree. How have we managed disagreements?
I think just knowing in the disagreement, like I think in every disagreement, one of us is right and the other is wrong.
And I am mostly wrong when it comes to stuff, and I usually just like I never fight. Like if I have an idea and you bounce back and I'm like, oh, she's totally right. And 1 out of like 30 times do I push back thinking that I'm right, but usually I'm not.
But it's not even like ideas. It could be about guests or something, but I feel like either someone will feel really strongly about, we never both feel so strongly about something. So
yes.
If we're disagreeing on something but you feel way stronger, then have it your way because
right.
I don't care so much.
Agreed.
But between us, like usually one person feels more strongly about it than the other,
Yeah.
and that person can have their way, because also it's never really that big of a thing.
Who was a guest goal for season 2?
Well, I mean, it used to be, my dream guest was Kelly Clarkson, and honestly, it still is.
Okay.
Because she would be an incredible guest, and I think she would be so toasty and just like get us on every level, and we would be friends for life.
I agree. It's the type of thing where it's like she comes in as a guest and leaves a friend.
Yeah.
Leaves a sister.
But I think like if I'm not like looking for sisters necessarily as a businesswoman, like I think Kim Kardashian coming on the show would do wonders for the show.
We would fly to LA for her.
Of course we would.
I'd fly
I would
commercial for her.
fucking take a train.
Totally. I love her so much. What big things are coming up for TMT in the next year?
Ooh, we have some big things. My extensions are coming out in 2 weeks. But that's not so
Ooh,
much
that is
TMT.
big.
That's yeah. I'm excited.
We have big things.
We do.
We're talking.
But it's like, I feel like, and you know what, Justin Sylvester said this when he was on Daily Pop, because I was like, what's next? And I also hate that question.
Me too.
Because
Because
like,
that means
you
what
have
you're
to-
doing now is not good
Right,
enough.
you have to have everything figured out. And here, let me give you my game plan for war with the Lannisters.
Totally.
And he was like, I've said this before, I want to die on Daily Pop. And it's like, you know what, if I died on the toast, not today, but eventually.
Odd 120.
I would love to die on
Totally.
the toast, in addition to doing other things.
I agree.
Like, for now and for always, the toast is enough. And then it's about building the community around it. I remember when we did our first show and we said there's nowhere to go but up because we had hit rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But we also said, like, when people were like, where do you want to see the show in a year, when we did that Patreon episode, and we're like, we're so excited to see what the community builds. And like, we didn't know it at the time, but like, that's Camp Toast, you know, like those events that no other podcast could do.
We are definitely going to franchise Camp Toast in the next year. Head to like Palm Springs.
Yeah, we have to do like a West Coast Camp Toast. And it's like things like that make this show really special and different from other shows.
Totally.
Why is this show different from all other shows?
You ask.
Manishana ha toasty haze Nicole ha podcasts.
Okay, what is the number one thing you have learned about each other from hosting/working together?
Ooh.
I have learned. Wow, that's a tough question.
I've learned that you never stop working. Like, I am someone who, like, when I get an email on my phone, like, I don't open it until I get to a computer. Like, I am very much like, I am either working now or I am playing. But you are always just, like, shooting off emails, working, like, making decisions. And it's like, I need to become more that way, but mostly it's because I can't be on my phone in the car. I just hate like doing stuff from my phone.
Yeah, no, and I also just get spurts of like productivity, whereas like I'll go a day not doing anything, and the next day I'm like, I've got everything done, you know?
Yeah.
What I have learned from you is that you are Raven Simone, and you are psychic. Because like we'll throw out an idea, and Jackie will just say why it's the worst idea, like how the outcome could be so horrible, and I'm like, holy shit, you're right. And it's like, I just think of everything, it's rainbows and fairy tales, so great. And Jackie's like, well, what if this happens? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That reason enough is for us to never do it.
Yeah.
Truly psychic.
Doomsday.
If you could do one thing differently when you started the show, what would it be?
Wear a different outfit.
Get my chin done earlier.
Ooh, yes.
Who is a guest that you really anticipated and they just let you down / weren't up to the hype? I feel like we're particular. We don't take guests just for the sake of having guests.
No, I have someone in mind that I will never say who.
Me too, and I know who it is. I love her too, and I know exactly who it was, and she was boring.
But it's yeah. I wouldn't. It would have to be someone that I didn't like, that I wound up not liking, that I would be happy to shame, but I wouldn't do that to one of our guests. And you know what? Coming on the show, especially for hosts, like it's a lot. Not everyone can do it.
No, and we've seen like people who you think are just like charismatic and fun, and they come and they freeze in front of the camera.
Yeah, and it's just like
you just think because they're bubbly on the off camera that it'll translate on camera, and that's not necessarily true.
On the internet.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking. Will you What were the days immediately after the shutdown of The Breath like? Did you guys immediately go into rebranding mode? Was there ever a time you didn't think you'd return to podcasting? We didn't go into rebranding mode for a while. We really took some time off and just like threw our phones out the window and just like relaxed almost.
We always like knew that we would at least start like do the podcast again. Like so it was never like should we or shouldn't we? It was like this is what we're gonna do.
When should we do it? How should we do it in a way that's meaningful and people don't think we're just like making light of this? Like how can we really move forward in a way that's more meaningful and more positive and take what we've learned, but also not be held down because of it.
Right.
Held back because of it.
And in so many ways, like that's exactly what happened. Like I think this show is so much more positive than The Breath was.
Oh
like,
my God,
just
same.
our attitudes. And I mean, having this happen to us, like really puts so much of what goes on with other celebrities and like their public personas and their scandals, it really puts it into perspective. And I think we offer a unique perspective on a lot of the cancel culture
that's not always
that's
popular.
warranted and unwarranted.
Yeah, this is a really interesting question.
That's not always popular.
Do you think you guys will ever take the bow off the table from Jackie's birthday?
I would love to. No, I think as long as this table is here in the way that it is, I think we should sooner clean the table.
Yeah, maybe a little Windex, that wouldn't hurt.
Right.
Would we do an LA week for the toast?
Of course.
Yeah, we just gotta find some studio space.
We have to find some studio space. It's like as much as it's just like YouTube live. It actually takes a lot of equipment to make it all work. So it's not so simple. We could always do an LA podcast week.
Right.
But
Are
I
the
love
extensions
being on camera.
Are the extensions just gonna be in your hair color?
No, all shades. 16 inches, 18 inches. It will be a robust collection of reds for redhead representation because we've been maligned for so long. But it'll also have blondes, brunettes, something for everyone. And it's great hair quality. I'm not wearing them right now because my hair is grown. But I wore them at my wedding and I'm excited. We're at Coachella.
Oh my God, Coachella, I can't.
Similar question.
Yeah, well, I think it's time.
I think it's time. Let me grab my...
Jackie's gonna grab her computer. We are gonna take the password off the merch store. That means our Toast 1-year anniversary merch sale has officially begun. All the best sellers from the first merch drop to the last merch drop will be there. We also have 3 new items, 2 new sweatshirts that are both really cute, and the champagne flute, which you can get for free if you order $50 or more. But if you just want the champagne flute, you can order it as a standalone item as well.
I'm happy to report that the store is live, shopmorningtoast.com. Head on over. I need to buy merch.
So I bought merch. I mean, we get merch for free, but I bought merch. I wanted to
know the experience.
I wanted to see what it's like as a patron, and honestly, it was premium as hell. Kept getting email confirmations. It shipped, it arrived, it farted, and I got it, and I just wear all of it. Honestly, the Don't Worry Be Toasty shirt
I just put that in my
cart. The best, most comfortable shirt. The toaster shirt. Actually, will you buy me a toaster shirt in size large? That's the best shirt.
The comfy, the
Supreme.
Supremium.
I put it in the laundry with a black towel and it got ruined and now it's like gray. So that was my mistake. Yeah, the sorority sweaters, we actually, very interestingly enough, sold so many sorority sweaters that the vendor in which we use sold out of them completely. Like the warehouse, we dried out the warehouse because that's how many sorority sweatshirts were bought. So unfortunately, they're not in this drop. We'll try and get them again in a few months. But
it's also summer, so we have a lighter weight pullover.
With a hood.
That's like very low-key. The material is more of like a terry cloth. Don't hold me to that. Read the description. But it's like low-key. Usually the Toast logo was like so big, but this is just champagne clinking glasses. And then when you pull up the hood, it says Morning Toast on the back.
And I've been seeing actually people wearing the merch to meet and greets and shows, and it's so interesting how people style them. The Old English black shirt is probably the most popular.
I love that shirt.
They tuck it into high-waisted jeans and they look so cute. Yeah, people really style it very interesting. People also wear that and the sorority sweatshirts oversized with like Ariana Grande boots.
Love that. That's the move.
And the pop sockets are back, obviously. The pop socket is every time I'm doing a meet and greet picture, I look at the phone of the person taking it, and they always have a pop socket, which I love. And it's also a good way to spot a toaster in the wild. So if you get the regular pop socket, you can spot a toaster in the wild, or if you get a toaster in the wild pop socket, you could spot a toaster in the wild.
Yeah, that's it's like a bat signal for just fellow people who you should be hanging out with.
Yeah, so reminder that if you spend $50 or more, you get the free champagne flute with our logo on it, but if you just want the champagne flute, you can buy it as well. I feel like I'm on QVC, and I feel like I'm actually doing a really good job.
Do you want anything else? I have a full cart, I'm getting the champagne flute.
Is it on you, or is it on the business?
It's on me, my treat.
Can I see?
See what?
Like, what's for sale?
You know what's for sale.
Yeah, no, I forgot though. Okay, I'll take a sweatshirt.
Oh, it's a little pricey.
Oh.
I'm kidding. What color?
Pink.
What size?
I kind of want it to be big. Large, extra large.
Yeah. I actually got a small sweatshirt because I've been liking like fitted when I worked out.
Wow, that sounds miserable. Working out and wearing a fitted sweatshirt. I don't know what's worse. I actually do need another pop socket.
What color?
I'll take black now. I've had a white.
Which one?
Oh, I'll do Toaster in the Wild.
So much variety.
Totally. Oh, cute. Okay. I also just love Shopify. It's like such a premium experience.
Shopmorningtoast.com.
Shopmorningtoast.com. It's available for 24 hours, unlimited stock. It'll take 2 weeks to ship because it's all pre-order, so we can make sure everyone gets what they want. So don't be surprised. Be sending customer service emails when it's like, it's been a week, it's not here. Because it takes 2 weeks. It says it on every item description page and before you check out. 2 weeks. And we are going to do another merch drop in a little bit for Camp Toast merch.
Yes.
So
and that'll
really
be all
cute
new stuff.
Summary.
What's right back for this gun.
Yeah. It's stuff for camp. If you're coming, we're also going to be selling merch at camp, so don't feel like you have to buy everything up front. But if you can't make it and you want to feel a part of the Camp Toast vibe, you can buy Camp Toast merch as well.
And if you want to ensure that you get your sizing properly, like get it before Cam.
Yeah. So that's all we got for you. Make sure to head to shopmorningtoast.com. Also, we're trying to complete our goal of becoming #1 on iTunes. So make sure to leave this podcast a 5-star review, subscribe to it, listen to it, share it, tweet it, the whole thing. And that's it. Thank you guys for being so wonderful. An amazing year.
Making this an amazing year for us.
And to another amazing year. A toast to the toast. A toast to our real friends. They don't care about that he said, she said. And I'll leave you with that.
And a toast to the toasters.
Yes. Shopmorningtoast.com. Love you guys so much. We're back tomorrow with Blake Hortzman. And then on Thursday with Ramona Singer. So it's just a fun-packed week. Thank you guys for being here. The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And we're also available as a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So bye.